Transgenic organisms.
Transgenic organisms is a genetically modified organism or transgenic organism is an organism whose genetic material has been altered by transferring genes from one organism to another. Like this little guy here, he has a lion's head and a mermaid's tail. Scientists might be able to create this in the future. Who knows?
While these organisms don't actually exist yet, by transferring genes from one species to another, maybe one day we'll end up with something that looks like this. Not quite like a ladybug, not quite like a cow.
A virus is injected inside the pig. The original DNA inside the virus has been removed and replaced with DNA from another organism. The virus then attaches onto the pig cell and inserts the new DNA into the pigs, changing the original DNA.
Another method is by using stem cells. A stem cell is an unspecialized cell that can develop into any type of cell. By inserting foreign genes into these cells and injecting them into an organism, they can rapidly divide and give the animal the desired trait contained in the DNA of the stem cells.
One use of transgenic organisms is the creation of genetically engineered vaccines. Some animals, such as mice, are naturally immune to diseases like AIDS. By using their genes, a potential virus can be created against certain viruses. Another application is the use of transgenic animals as disease models. For example, lab rats cannot naturally contract AIDS because their cells do not have the surface area for HIV viruses to attach onto. Changing the DNA of lab rats can alter their cell structure and make them vulnerable to AIDS. This allows scientists to monitor and observe the disease more easily, as their specimens are now able to become infected with the disease. There are many issues associated with creating transgenic organisms. One of them is the financial cost of creating transgenic organism. It is a costly experiment that returns little success, since about 1 in 200 animals survive this process. And the ones that do often are sickly, with arthritis, or have a short lifespan.
There are also some ethical and biological issues associated. Animals can feel emotional distress much like humans, and experimenting with their DNA is quite unethical.
The biological issue associated with this project is that if an altered animal or a transgenic organism gets released into the wild, it might interfere with the natural order of the environment. For example, this transgenic organism, which is basically a purple bunny, and this dog, who we will pretend is a bear. Now, this animal originally eats the grass of rabbits that this bear, or let's say wolf, also eats. And this will eat grass, and it will eat all the grass in one area and will drive the other rabbits away from the area, therefore leaving this animal with nothing to eat and eventually die off. The field of transgenic organisms is not a very developed science yet, but it can become very useful and prevalent in the future.
It has many scientific potentials as well as controversies.